Hey, this is Nicholas with the Backyard TARDIS here with some more adventures in locksmithing. This time I just got off the phone with somebody that did something that is a common thing that I have happen, and it is to tell me, what's getting on. Don't beat around the bush. And if I ask for specific information, give it to me. And so this happens one of two ways. One, I get a phone call and somebody feels very sheepish and they says, "You're not going to believe this." Yes, I am. Something happened. Yes, that's why you're calling me. And they're going to talk about how a key broke off in a lock, or how they lost their keys, and they're going to say, "Well, I was over at my Aunt Mabel's house and I did this and that, and all of this led to that, and then of course I lost my keys." And it's normally I am a person who doesn't, and they give me this whole long story. And it's like, what's the year, make, and model of vehicle? And they're going back and forth, talking, trying to give me the full story. I'm like, what's the year, make, and model of vehicle? What city is it in? Now, oftentimes I want to know what city it is in because I get people from all the cities around outside of the area I cover. Google will suggest them because I have such a high star rating. I will get suggested in areas that I don't cover. And I get probably 10 to 15 calls from people that I'm not willing to drive out to where they are. And as far as Google's concerned, oh, well, you go here and this is just another 20 minutes that way. Well, yeah, but that's already an hour or an hour and a half from my starting point. So another 20 minutes that direction doesn't make sense when in that 20 minutes there's a handful of locksmiths in the city they're in. Whereas I'm willing to drive pretty far, especially up into the hills both ways, where there are no locksmiths. But when it comes to going north and south, I'm here in California. There's cities above me, cities below me on the map, and bigger cities than where I am. So there's more locksmiths there than there are here. And so I don't want to go to those places, but I tend to have a better rating review overall than some of those places, mostly because I don't have the amount of negative reviews. A lot of those places may have even more positive reviews than me, but they'll also have a large handful of negative reviews. And you'll get that in the bigger cities. So because I'm coming from somewhere where I have on Yelp, I think I have one negative review over the last 12 years and a few dozen 5 stars. So that bumps me up in their algorithm. And so that's the first thing I want to know, where they're located. Am I wasting all their time talking, or can I help them find somebody that can actually help them? Next thing, year, make, and model. I work on American and Japanese cars. I don't work on the Volkswagens, so that's something. And I've talked about this before about, being clear with what you're talking about. Well, I just had somebody contact me and they wanted some information. They knew I wasn't in their area, but they wanted just some information. And I said, well, I need to know what the year make. Well, no. I've already talked to locksmiths. And he says, I want to know if you this, that. And I said, I need to know the year, make, and model. He says, no, I need to know. And it's like, well, I need to know what the year, make, and model is, or I can't answer. But he hung up on me. And so then I texted him. I said, this is why I want to know the year, make, and model. Because depending on the year, make, and model, I might suggest this as a cheaper option. Or if it's from this period of time, this would be the option that would save you hundreds of dollars. And, but you hung up on me before I could give you that advice. So, really, between people having like the personal stories that they just embellish, mostly because they're embarrassed, and so they feel like they need to defend their actions to me. As somebody who is a locksmith, I see that people lock themselves out of their houses. Dozens and dozens of people do it every week in my service area. And I I don't find it as a thing to be embarrassed by, because I know it's a very common thing that people do. But people constantly feel embarrassed. The same thing with their keys breaking, different things. Everyone's always so quick to defend. It's like trying to defend to a plumber why your toilet's plugged. And it's like, this guy rotors toilets day in and day out. He's not looking at you like you're some sort of monster putting the wrong things down the toilet. He might give you advice or tell you things you should do, but that's just that. So anyways, that's just my adventure in locksmithing. Hope everybody's having a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video.